people. I'm so happy to be here. I'm grateful to be alive today, the Sunday, 22nd day of June 2025, the year of our Lord. I'm excited. Is anybody excited to be on this call this evening? Please go to the chat box and put 777. Go to the chat box and put some $sign. Go to the chat box and show some excitement. Go to the chat box and show me signs that you can hear me loud and clear. You can see me. You can feel the vibe. You are happy to be here. I see quite a number of friends all over the world, especially Africa. I see my brother from Congo, DRC, Chaslin Ngabolo. I'm happy to see you, brother. I'm happy and excited. I'm grateful to see you on this call, Chaslin. So thank you so much for coming. I see super leaders from Kenya Market. I see Manuel Francisco from Republic of Benin. I see also my friend and brother from Abidjan. I see Mikai Sly from Abidjan. I see my guys from Lagos. Thank you so much for joining this call. I see my people from Abuja. I see my people from Cameroon. They are here on this call. I'm excited to have every single one of you. I really, really appreciate you guys for honoring this invitation to be on this call. Today is not an ordinary day. Today is not just one of those days we usually have. Today is a very big day for our team. Today is a very big day for our community. We have been working on a massive project for some weeks now. Myself, I think I'm less than 1 month in this thing actively. And today we deem it fit to extend our hands of fellowship to meet with the top leaders in this business. And we were very, very lucky for the help of Marissa Chase, Sydney Allman, Andre. They were able to get us the chief head of education. No other person but Nick Gomez, live on our call. Ladies and gentlemen, maybe I need to show you who Nick Gomez is so you get to understand. This is a multi-million dollars trader. This is somebody that is highly recommended.
You again. We've come a long way from where we began. Oh, I'll tell you all about it when I see you again.
Wow. So today we are going to have this amazing conversation with the legendary trader himself, Nick Gomez. I'm so excited, happy, and grateful to have Nick Gomez on our Super Sunday call. We've been on this call for over 10 years consistently. Every Sunday by 7 p.m. West African time, we always come on this same call to talk to ourselves, to talk to the team, to talk about business, talk about trading, to look at markets, then to also look at the opportunities, to look at how to carry everybody along. And today, we are so happy, we are so grateful, we are so lucky to have the legend himself, Nick Gomez, to be on our call today. I wouldn't want to talk so much today. I would like to really learn. I would like to hear. I would like to understand. And I also like to take action. I have my writing material. I have my notepad. I have everything ready to hear from the legend himself, Nick Gomez. But before then, I'd like to bring up one of our top leaders, which without this leader, we wouldn't even get close to reaching out to Nick Gomez. We wouldn't even get close to reaching out to him. So I really thank you so much, Marissa, for being on this call. Unfortunately, we're not able to have Sydney yet on the call, but then now you are here. I'm happy you are here. You guys have been working with us, helping us. Within the last 1 month, we have been able to recruit at least 20 top leaders in the partnership with the G-Full system where we started working with. And for me, I think this is great advancement, because looking at the GDP of Nigeria, is very, 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 very low compared to what we have outside there in America. I think it's even better than that of Iran. I think so. But then, for the fact that we're able to do 20 as a small team within the last 1 month is a sign that we are serious, we are ready, and when we get pushed and when we get this motivation from people like you, continuously from people like Jay, from people like Sydney, and now we have Nick Gomez, I'm very, very sure we are going to take it to another level. So I'm going to give it back to you, and then you bring up the legend himself. Let's take it up from there. I've written a ton of questions. I've got a lot of people send me tons of questions, but we just want to hear, first of all, learn from him before we begin to ask him questions. Thank you, Marissa. The mic is yours now.
Amazing. Well, thanks, James, and welcome everyone to the Sunday Night Call. I know I've been so grateful to be a part of this with you guys for over the past few months and just really seeing how this community is growing and building and really watching you guys go out and change your lives with the GFU platform. I know there might be a few new faces here on the call. So basically, like with GFU and everything in this, right, we are learning an online skill set on how to create money online, right? Through investing, through trading, through digital entrepreneurship and building a business and creating a community around that. And so GFU is the vehicle that we've been able to use. And like James said, we have Nick Gomez here on the call. And if you guys don't know, Nick Gomez, he is an amazing trader. He's had over a decade of experience in this industry itself. And basically, when it comes to the quality of the education as well as what you can actually utilize to learn a skill like investing, like trading, like building a business. It's really about who you are with and if they have the results that you are looking to achieve within your own life, right? You want to learn from other people who have what you want so that you can follow that roadmap so you can eventually one day through consistency and discipline get there, right? And so today we're super grateful to have Nick on this call because he's going to be able to share with you guys the vision, how you guys can learn to become a profitable and successful trader, the mindset that it takes, as well as how you can leverage the products within GFU to start achieving those different milestones, whether you're a brand new beginner, you've had some experience, we can all learn from the markets, right? We can all learn more about investing, more about trading, and it's all about taking that seriously to learn that for yourself, right? And so with GFU, Nick is actually the head of education when it comes to, you know, like the Forex, the crypto, everything. So super grateful to have you on this call, Nick. I'm going to bring you up here in just a second, but I wanted to kind of just share this with you guys because if you are new, what you are about to listen to is something that is life-changing, right? This and the opportunity that you have to hear from an individual like Nick is something not to take for granted. So like James said, have out a notebook, have out a pen, be able to just soak in different knowledge and take these notes so that you can apply this and utilize the GFU platform in the vehicle to go out and create some financial success within your own life and create an impact within your community. And so Nick has been an incredible trader just to learn from. I've been on lots of his live sessions. My entire journey of trading has scaled. I've only been doing this for about 10 years. So learning from someone who has more experience than me has helped me increase my investing skills and being able to understand things on a higher level. And you guys have the opportunity to do this today. So Nick is also a phenomenal trader. So if you are familiar with the platform Bybit, he is a ranked trader on the Bybit platform. It is absolutely amazing. All of the results that he shares, he posts on his Instagram and within the GFU community so that you guys can see there's like no gatekeeping, right? You are able to plug in to his live sessions, to his education through the GFU platform and be able to apply it, right? Everything that he's doing, he's sharing with us. That's something that's really cool that I never thought we would have the opportunity to learn from an individual like that without like having to know someone who knows someone, right? Your network is your net worth. And with GFU, you are able to be connected to such high individuals like Nick. So Nick, I'm super excited to have you on this call. Very grateful you made the time to be here and just share with us some of your mindset, your tips, your tricks with the platform and be able to help show us how we can go out and become successful and profitable traders and what it really takes to get there. So Nick, I'm going to hand it on over to you. Thank you for being on this call today. And you guys get excited. This is going to be amazing.
All right. Sweet deal. Well, appreciate everybody. Thank you guys so much. I hope you guys can hear and see me loud and clear. I just left church and I got some random Wi-Fi here. So I hope you guys are able to hear and see. But welcome, everybody. I'm super excited to be here. You know, this group, I believe, is really, really special. What you guys are doing around the world, impacting people. And I love to hear that you guys have been doing this call consistently for years from what I hear. So that's incredible, making an impact, giving people value. And I'm excited to really just get straight into the whole the whole trading, the whole meat and potatoes, you could say, here for the market. So what I want to share with you guys really quickly is, as Marissa shared, I've been in crypto, my goodness, since 2016, and I've actually been in the financial markets prior since like 2013, 2014. And it wasn't always, rainbows and flowers and roses and beautifulness. It really, it takes a certain skill set, it takes a certain discipline, and it takes a certain guide to really get to become profitable, right? And in my opinion, I think the most important thing that you could have really is mentorship, guidance, a platform. The reality, and I love sharing the statistics because I think it's extremely important for you guys to be aware and not be oblivious. But 97% of people who trade lose. And I love to say the statistic because you need to know the reality, you need to face the facts, and you got to become that 3%, that 2%, eventually that 1%, and then you start becoming the 0.005, 0.002, and then top in the world. And how you do that is starting from the basics. Let's say you're on this call and you do sports. If you've ever been a part of any sort of corporation, you've had a job, you've had a hobby, you'll always hear it. Master the fundamentals, master the basics. And to this day, everybody, that is literally how I lead my trading on a day-to-day basis, understanding the basic concepts and sticking to basic concepts and not overcomplicating something like trading, which you can do really, really easily. You could put 10 indicators on a chart. You could learn 50 different strategies. You could trade 30 different pairs. And at the end of the day, you create, in essence, a recipe for disaster because you don't just follow one specific plan and one specific direction. So what I want to share with y'all is, if you're on this call, maybe crypto's not your venture. Maybe Forex is. Maybe it's binary options. Maybe it's trading stocks. Maybe it's trading indices. My goal on this call is to put you on that path to success utilizing GFU. And then after I go through that, I really want to cover a couple things in regards to both discipline and how to really just become more consistent in trading. And it's a lot easier than you think. But right away, kicking it off, everybody, I don't know if everyone really uses this to its full potential. Whatever it is that you want to focus on, stick to it. I have a lot of students. I've been doing this for a very long time, and people just jump around from markets, jump around from educators, jump around from strategies. If you're taking notes, what I highly suggest, stick to one market, one pair, one strategy for the next 90 days. And I know that sounds insane, or it might be a little bit different to you, but I want to challenge you in doing this, because if you're new right now, it's hard to pick up 10 different sports in your first week of going to, any sort of physical education class or hobby, right? You can't pick up soccer, baseball, football. You can't pick up cricket. You can't pick all these different sports at one time. You haven't even finished reading the rules or learning the rules or learning just basic concepts. If you're on this call and you have access to GFU number one, your life got a whole lot easier, because this is built and put in a way for you to just go step by step through our simple academy and then pick an incredible educator to grow with, all right, and learn from. So I'll give you guys an example. If you're here and you want to learn Forex, if you're here in English and English is a good language for you, go through the academy. That's step one. Make sure you go through the beginner modules, intermediate modules, advanced modules. You understand them. In my opinion, just like when you read a book or you watch a movie, you want to, for example, read it twice, read a book 3 times, maybe see the movie a couple times, because you might have missed key information that you maybe would have gone and looked over. After that, find an educator. There's a lot in English, so I'm going to fast track yourself to success, but find an educator that you align with. Everybody is going to connect differently with different educators and their different trading styles. There are scalpers, there are swing traders, there are position traders, there are people that trade intraday and only trade in the New York session or only trade in the Asia session. I'm going to name a few in Forex that I would recommend, and I know that they're incredible. All of them are incredible, but I know that can really have a quick start to your success in regards to how they apply to the market. So first of all, I highly encourage and recommend everybody. His name is Jay Bonham or Jason Bonham. He has also a scanner that you could follow along with Killshot. and Supernova. And he does a session every single day, Monday through Friday, trading indices. Maybe some of you guys know him as like the US sniper in essence. But this is a great way to both learn from an individual, watch his courses, learn how his scanner interacts with the market, and follow through. How I've noticed and how I was able to pick up success in trading was because I could model somebody. I didn't have a million questions in my mind. I was able to follow along, follow suit, not just on their education, but on the ideas and signals that were provided. I can then understand why they called to buy, why they called to sell, and really now map out the chart, but at the same time teach myself, all while jumping on their live sessions and their academy. So Jason Bonham's an incredible educator, everybody. I also, for example, recommend Dr. Lee and Brandon Boyd. They have an incredible scanner called Quantum as well. And the reason I'm recommending these educators is because you just have a great transition. You go through the academy, you jump on their sessions, and then they're teaching their scanner, which if you go here to scanners, you can see that you have access to, for example, Killshot, which I just mentioned, which is Jay Bonham's scanner, and Supernova, which is also Jay Bonham's scanner. Or if Brandon Boyd or Dr. Lee, you really like, for example, their teaching methods, or you just like their scanner in essence, you could learn and utilize Quantum. So that is a way where you want to layer the products that you have access to here in the Forex side. On top of that, everybody, on the GFU Connect app, everybody, you have, of course, the channels. There you have 5 hand-picked educators that were handpicked by Daniel and myself, us as the VPs here of education, where we found the most accurate, the best performing educators that send trades on our app. And they're sending trades on the GFU Connect app under the premium FX ideas, and you could copy and follow along. But I wouldn't get too far ahead into that, because remember, if you guys are on this call and you really want to take trading to the next level, that means you want to learn this skill set. Profiting in the market is great, but learning the skill set is 10 times better, in my opinion, right? Because someone could help you how to fish, but what if someone could teach you how to fish time and time and time and time and after that? So Jay and also Dr. Lee and Brandon Boyd have that great systematic process where I would, again, stick to one educator, one market, one pair, and one scanner. Find who you connect with better from those 2 individuals here on the Forex side, so then you could start to build on that education. Lastly, of course, crypto, everybody. On the English side, you're going to have myself, Curtis, Daniel, Cedric, and Duarte. It really is preference. If you want to learn technical analysis and day trading, that's what I teach. If you want to learn more about portfolio and understanding the current events that are happening in crypto, that is Curtis. If you also want to learn technical analysis, Daniel Lopez is an incredible Jong alongside myself in really breaking down the markets. And I don't have a scanner, neither do any of the crypto individuals here that I'm showing with you guys, because we trade a different type of way, just basic price action, basic support and resistance, really simple concepts of swing trading. So I'll give you guys an example. Just recently, I just called out a new trade idea. And that trade idea is from 2180. So maybe some of you guys didn't get that notification or haven't seen that notification. I actually just called out a brand new idea here for Ethereum. And we're actively looking for an idea to go up from this specific zone. All of the details are actually sent on the GFU Connect app, from the zone to, of course, the invalidation to the potential exits. Now, all of this is an incredible systematic approach, everybody. So you could not only, again, similar to the Forex concept, you go through the academy, you learn the basics of crypto, and then you start jumping on the sessions. How I've done my sessions, everybody, is I go basic on Monday, Wednesday I go intermediate, Friday I go advanced. So you could slowly start building on your education. And if crypto is for you, same thing. One market, one pair, one educator. Just stick to that. It's all about being consistent. So then that leads me to the conversation that, for example, I spoke to Marissa, to Dhar, and to the leadership, and they were asking me, Nick, they really want to learn how can they take consistency to the next level. And to be consistent in anything, everybody, you have to have a plan. It's just what it is. If you're a trader and you're lacking consistency, it's because A, you don't have a plan, or you don't follow your plan. And a plan can consist of many different things. It could consist of how many trades or what you trade every week. It can consist of your risk, and it can consist of course, how you manage the idea. All of these different pillars are super important to one, understand, but build rules from. I could talk about this for like 10 hours, but to make it short, you need to start and build a plan. Trading is not gambling. Trading is not a lottery ticket. Trading is the furthest thing from just getting into the market and just hoping you make money. That's not what trading is. You need to have a plan, understand what type of trader you are, what type of market you want to trade, what pair are you going to trade. There you build rules. Once you build those rules, you could then follow them. Now, the problem with many traders is they do not follow their rules, which breaks their plan, which creates inconsistency. Because in anything, everybody, I want you to take trading, if you really want to take it as a profession and you want to see it as a way to, of course, earn income, you want to stick to your rules. Because, for example, at work or at anything that it is that you do, if X happens, Y is the result, period. Trading allows you to be a little bit too lenient with your decision, adding to your position, removing stop loss, not following your plan, over leveraging, under leveraging, being scared to enter the market. All of these things are your plan. And if you don't have a plan, it's because you don't have any rules as well. So in everything, everybody, I teach this a lot on my sessions, is you need to have a plan, okay? And I'll break it down really, really simple. How many trades are you going to take a week? How many stop losses are you going to allow to happen in a week? How much is the potential risk that you are going to allow to lose every week? What is your goal? Is it a balance? Is it X amount of profit? Is it X amount of percentage in a week? Notice we haven't even gotten into trading. You want to know your game plan. You need to have a blueprint on the charts, because if not, you're just driving with no GPS, no direction, just hoping and praying you're on the right side of the market and making money. And maybe you could do that a couple times consistently, but eventually you won't be consistent, because then eventually the markets change, the strategy can be impacted, global economic news affects the market, and you are put in a position where you don't have a plan if that happens, you don't know how to correctly risk, and you don't know how to correctly manage your ideas. So first of all, start that plan, know what type of trader you are, what type of market you're going to trade, and how many losses are you willing to take a week, and what is your overall goal. You shouldn't just come into the financial markets risking your hard-earned money blindly. That is not the plan. You need to have an exact plan of action and rules. And then from there, everybody, it's understanding if you're going to follow the trade ideas on the premium crypto side or the premium Forex side, you need to know what is your risk. How much are you risking? Are you potentially risking 1 to 3%? Or are you full porting and going 100% on every trade because, you know, the ideas have been successful? That does not create consistency. Because, okay, you could get away with it a couple times, but what happens with the next loss? Or if there's 2 losses in a row or 3 losses in a row, all of your potential profits that you gained and your account balance can be drastically impacted if you don't follow these rules. So in essence, everybody, this is what I love to share. Trading needs to be boring. And I know it sounds weird, but trading has to be boring. It has to be only your setups, only your pair, only your market, only the risk that you apply. It shouldn't make you sweat or your palms sweat or make you not be able to sleep at night. It should be consistent, same rules, same plan of action, and it needs to be boring. I sometimes will not enter the market until I like certain structure and rules that are met and confirmed, period. Some people feel the itch or the nerve or that addiction to become and participate in the market. And that happens to a lot of people, everybody, because for the first time, you're testing a part of your brain that mixes money and emotions and decisions. And typically in no hobby or profession or job have you ever risked money to earn money. That's what the financial markets are. So you're going to learn a lot about yourself throughout this period, but that's why having rules can position you and put you on the path of success as long as you stay consistent. One of the last things that I'll share with you guys in managing, because I know that, you know, I don't want to take too much time since I know that if I'm not mistaken, there's multiple speakers, is you want to learn mindset. With mindset helps follow through with these rules and plan, right? You might be saying, Nick, that's easy. You know, it's easy to have a plan. It's easy to have a rules, but literally I can't control my emotions, or I can't control sometimes my decision. Well, you have to do what I call PD, or personal development, in trading. Some of you guys have probably heard of the greats like the Jim Rohn and the Bob Proctors and all of these incredible individuals. That's great for to learn about yourself, and of course their concepts and theories, which work by every means and way. But you need to learn personal development about trading, about emotional intelligence, about decision making. And some of these books, for example, that I would highly recommend, for example, is a book called Trading in the Zone by Mark Douglas. Read that book time and time and time and time and time and time again, because trading is, I would even take it as extreme as this: 90% decision and emotion and 10% technical analysis. There's a bunch of people that could tell you where the market's going to go up and down. But at the end of the year, there are 3% that turn a real successful profit at the end of the year, because they're better at taking decisions and making decisions and are in control in their emotion, than the other 90% that fail, because all they're good at is knowing when the market can go up and down. See, it is so important that you guys understand that, because that's what creates that consistent result regardless of the market condition. Because I'll share this, everybody, before wrapping up. I want you guys to understand the largest hedge funds in the world, I'm talking about the biggest trading firms in the planet, are only 50 to 60% accurate. That means out of 100 trades, they lose 40 and win 60. Yet they turn 10, 20, 30% a year for their clients and their firm. For many people learning how to trade, if they only won 6 out of 10 trades, they would blow their account or not be in profit. Yet you should be. And that's because you do not have a risk management plan. You don't know how to correctly manage your ideas, and you're not in control of your emotions. So that is something I learned, and something that I always, I don't hide, everybody. In my 10 years, everyone, sometimes if you don't have incredible educators like what I'm trying to share with you guys, and you don't follow this information, you're going to learn the hard way. You're going to blow your accounts. You're going to lose a lot of money. It's going to hurt. And it happened to me very early in trading and throughout my career in trading, because it's sometimes the only way you'll learn. So as long as you learn from these mistakes, you build a plan and you're able to follow through with the plan. X happens, Y does. If it hits my stop loss, my trade's supposed to be closed. If my risk is only 3%, this is what my lot size should be. If you can stay consistent, everybody, and you understand that trading is a marathon, not a sprint, you can perform quarter after quarter, year after year, instead of trying to hit a home run in one trade or have the best performing month of your entire life, and it could be washed away the next month because you do not have a plan, everybody. So, hey, I hope you guys got a lot of value. I got to get going here with the family, but it's been an absolute pleasure, everybody. Hope you guys got a lot of value. I'm going to pass it back to Marissa, and I'm excited for this group, and I hope you guys got a lot of value, and make sure that you take full advantage of what Jifu has to offer, because we've created a platform here where you can seriously educate yourself and learn the skill set if you decide to do so. So everybody, it's been a pleasure. See you guys all on the next call. Bye-bye now.
Wow. Guys, that was amazing. Can I get some like emojis, some sevens, some dollar signs all in the chat? That was amazing. Thanks so much, Nick. I know we just hopped off here, but wow, you guys just got to learn such incredible skills. Like he was amazing. So glad that you guys were able to hear from him, learn from him. I hope you guys all took every single note you possibly could. You got to listen to, you know, the mindset that it really takes to go out and change your life. So with all of that, I'm going to give it back to James and we will continue with this call, but amazing, amazing. I love all of the fire in the chat. Amazing, you guys.
Oh my God, that's like everything in just 1 minute. So everybody, please, I want you to go to the chat box. We have 30 millionaires, potential billionaires on this call this evening. I'm so excited. This is one of a kind. Oh my goodness, here see who we got here. My brother. Thank you so much for coming. We have Dhar in the building. Dhar, thank you so much. I'm going to pass over the mic to you because while Nick was talking, some people were sending in some questions. So we got like 5 questions, so I'll pass it over to you. But before then, I just want everybody to go to show some excitement. If you've learned anything from the conversation we've just had with Nick Gomez, go to the chat box and put one of the things you just learned. I got like 11 points from what he was talking about in the last couple of minutes. If you have learned anything from the conversation, please go to the chat box and just put what you've learned on the chat box. Take your time, go to the chat box and put what you've learned from the conversation with Nick Gomez. Put it on the chat box. I just want to be sure that I'm not the only one who took down 10 notes. If you've learned anything from the conversation with Nick, go to the chat box, be proud of what you've learned and put it on the chat box. So those who've not gotten that point will see your point and will also learn from what you've put down there. One of the first things Nick was talking about today on the call when he started talking to us was the first major point he raised. Again, I put everything down was for the fact that he said you choose one market, one pair, get one trader you resonate with, one educator you resonate with, and follow through for 90 days, especially if you are a beginner, because you cannot learn everything all at once. You just have to be focused. That was one of the things he said. The second thing he said, by the way, I'm still waiting for those of you on the chat box to put what you learned. He said, you go through the GIFU education. We have an education platform in the GIFU that you can go through it and read it twice. Reading it once to understand what trading is all about, the basics. Keeping it simple is good, but reading it again the second time helps you to master and to be sure that you learned these things that he's talking about. The third thing he talked about was the fact that you cannot go with every single one of the educator. You cannot do that because some of them are scalpers, some are swing traders, some are position traders, some are day traders. So you're gonna choose one trader that resonates with your style of trading after you know what your schedule is and what type of profit you want to make, what kind of trading you want to do. So he gave some recommendations like Jay Burhan, who did the skill shots, who did the kill shot scanner and also the supernova scanner. He always trade the New York session 2:30 Nigerian time. That's the West African time. He also mentioned Dr. Lee Anbran, who created the quantum scanner. He also talked about learning the skill set. Focus on learning the skill set instead of getting people to make money for you. Yes, we have systems on the GIFU platform that help people to make money on autopilot. Like you just tap to trade, easy trade, but you are literally not learning anything if you use the tap to trade. You are only making money, but you are not really learning because you are not engaged, you are not involved. So focus is good to make money, but focus on learning the skill while you make money, and that is only when you follow through with the traders. Then he talked also about that the fact that he is more of technical and day trading on the crypto side when he listed all we have from the side of the trainers. He also mentioned about Monday he deals basically with the basic technical and also day trading about cryptos. Then Wednesday he deals with intermediate, and Friday he deals with more of advanced. He talked about the fact that every trader needs to have a trade plan. So if you are a trader, while you are learning how to trade, you must develop a trade plan. That trade plan will also comprise of risk management, which we were talking about 1 to 3% if you are taking a risk. He talked about also if you are having problem being consistent as a trader, you need to go through PDR, talking about personal development in trading. And he mentioned the book Trading in the Zone by Mark Douglas. He mentioned the book that you have to read this book over and over again. If you have problem reading of books, you can go through the audio version of the Trading in the Zone on YouTube. You can listen about that. He talked also about Trading in the Zone. Mark Douglas talked about if you have 40% of win rate, you are still profitable. He mentioned other big companies out there. if their traders make 40%, they are still profitable because it's an issue of win rate, risk reward ratio. So if you check the risk reward ratio, even if it's 2 to 1 or 40% as against 60%, 40% times 2 gives you 80. Why the leftover losses, which is 60, is nothing compared to the win. So you still end up being profitable even if your win rate is 40. You can't get all your trade profitable, like all intake profit, but if you have about 4 trades go to profit, 1:2 risk reward minimum, then you are still a profitable trader out of 10. So these are what he talked about. If you've learned this, then I want to say this call was highly, highly valuable. So talking about question before we go, we'll just read out all the question. Then if that can help us, and Marissa as well, can just go through it. I was getting this question while he was on the call. The first question was talking about the English calls translation. I think this person is suggesting, it's not a question, it's more of a suggestion. Is it possible to have some of those calls which are not in English being translated to English version so people can follow these calls? I think that is what the person is asking. One, I want to just go through all the 5 questions, so when you are responding, you can touch all these areas as much as you can, and then we can wrap it up very quickly because of time. Then the second question somebody was asking is saying, why do you think the GIFU system is a way to go for traders? So I think this person is like trying to know, why GIFU? Why shouldn't I just go and start learning how to trade from YouTube? So why GIFU? So that answer probably you can still answer on behalf of Nick.
Yes. That was one of the first of all, guys, real quick before I even answer it, guys, James, the king, the champion, guys, everybody put fire emojis. You guys, cousin James, look at him. He's taking notes. He wants to win. This is it, bro. This is it. If y'all want to win, you all got to take notes. People that take notes are winners. And guys, real quick, the question is, why GIFU? Why Nick? Why? I get it. I understand. That was the same question I had myself. Look, I want to trade. I want to trade with some of the best people ever. On the internet, there's so much garbage on the internet. All these people want is trade here, trade there, do this, do that. And the biggest thing for me was to find people that I trust and I respect to tell me who to work with. And when Nick was around us, and I've known Nick for a very long time. Guys, I know Nick for over 10 years now, and Nick was not making the money that he's making here today. And what it was is that Nick was consistent. Nick knew exactly what he had to do to get where he is today. And guys, Nick is top 20 in Bybit community trading. He doesn't lose trades. He barely loses trades. His trading profit is almost at 99%. He's top 20 in 3 million people. So why with GIFU and why not with somebody else? With GIFU, you get the community. Look around you, guys. Look around you. We all did this together. We all did this. James did this. Marissa did this. Because we are all proud and passionate, and look at this. We are all here together. There's 27 people on this call right now. We are a team. We are a unit, and we're here to help one another. And that's the biggest thing. In trading and in network marketing, we have to hold each other's hands. We are a big family, and we want to learn from traders that we can trust. And that is why we choose GIFU. Because if you go out there and you go on Instagram or you go on TikTok and you find a trader and you end up trading with those people, sometimes they're not the right people to trade with, nor will they get on a Zoom call like how they are here, nor they will tell you exactly their personal phone number like how we will. We are here physically. You guys have our WhatsApps, you have our Instagrams. We have close contacts with Nick, Daniel Lopez, Alex Morton, who is the #1 network marketer in the whole industry. Also is my best friend and my brother that I've known for over 10 plus years. So guys, what you guys have here and the resource you guys have here at GIFU is the main reason why we are at GIFU. So hopefully that answers your question. And what's the next question?
Yeah, the next question talking about the English calls, if it's possible to translate some of those other calls to have it also in English. I think that's something Let's
Yes,
get some
what
like.
is there like a certain language you're looking to translate into?
Yeah, if some of those calls, those Italian calls and those Spanish calls, is there a way they can have it being translated? So if we have a trader, okay, for example, somebody wants to follow an XYZ trader, but that trader always speaks Italian. So
Okay.
is there a way we can have that same trader being translated in English at the same time while it's going
Okay,
on?
that one I would have to get you an answer. I have to ask corporate team if there's a way we can translate those calls at live time and see if that would work. So I will have to get back on that one. Yeah, if there is Italian traders and Spanish traders, I do understand because some of them do speak different languages and it is tough to understand what they're saying. Um, that will be something I can go to corporate team and ask myself. So give me about 24 to 48 hours to get you guys an answer for that.
All right, perfect. This person is asking, they say, what do you uh what would be the selling point for GFO if I'm to, this person is asking, if I'm to join GFO today, what would be the selling point that I would use to, invite people?
Okay,
Martin
so
is asking you as a leader now, what do you think should be the key selling factor that I can just use very quickly to build a business?
okay, I think there's so many ways to go about key selling factors, right? So everybody here, guys, real quick, let me just draw this out real quick because this question is very, very broad. So I wanna understand this. Okay, guys, when you guys are in Gifu and you guys have this vehicle, everybody can get in the vehicle to get to the destination they need to go to. And that I want you guys to understand. However, to get there and get this person to tell them about Gifu, you have to find out what that person is looking for. Is that person looking to travel more? Is that person trying to travel and become a travel agent? Is that person trying to sell products? Is that guy trying to learn stocks, forex, crypto? And if he wants to learn crypto, if they want to learn forex, or if they want to make money, or if they want to have a community, there's so many different ways, so many different variables that fall into Gifu and how Gifu can help every single person on this call. Gifu has helped me a lot. I am a I am an Indian guy that lives in America and everything is against all odds are stacked against me for me becoming successful. So the only way I become successful is by making sure that everybody around me is successful. And that's why I do Gifu, because Gifu is a vehicle where everybody can utilize it and become successful in it. And with them being successful, it makes me successful. I hopefully hope that gives you a better understanding. Also, I want to learn how to trade crypto. I like crypto trading compared to gold or forex or indices. I'm more into crypto. So I want to hold my hand with Nick Gomez every step of the way, make sure I'm on those calls every day, and I tell myself if I do this for 3 months, every day for 3 months, if I don't make any money in Gifu, at least I get a skill. I learned a trading skill that I can take with me and still go out there. However, here's the bug. When you learn the skill and you're like, wow, I actually gotten really good at trading, you put that back into Gifu because everybody else, where you learned it, you tell everybody else, this is where I learned how to trade, and it was at Gifu. I got my friends like James and Marissa next to me, and these are some of the most good-looking, smart people that are gonna help me win, and that is why this all falls in together. So hopefully that answers your question. And if it's more, if you need more details, I am definitely here for that.
All
So
right, this other person, very quickly, we have two more questions left here. This
100%.
person is asking, is saying, looking at our country, Nigeria, comparing it with people who are really benefiting from GIFO, is saying, how do you think we can quickly take advantage of this GIFO business here in Nigeria? I'm sure this person is talking about the economic situation of Nigeria, coupled with the fact that pricing for always resubscribing and all of that. So how best do one take advantage of
Yes.
this business? How can you make it?
Really,
I think
really, really good.
yesterday, sorry, please. Yesterday you were mentioning a particular country in Mexico, and only that I think this person's also he's asking a question I wanted to ask you. How were they able to turn the G-Food business into a profitable business for them, and they were able to have a major breakthrough? Like you said, they are a fast-growing market and they are doing well in their business. I think that's where this question is coming from. Looking at their environment, people are having problem to register and resubscribe and always pay subscription, and somebody's having a good business from a poor country. How?
How? Okay, yeah. So guys, there's and I also understand that yes, the GDP it's a little different in every country. I personally, I don't know if a lot of people know on this call, maybe you guys do. I work personally hand to hand with Alex Morton. He is the number one income earner in the industry. And I've traveled 60 countries with him. I've been everywhere. I actually been to Lagos, Nigeria in 2018 myself for a previous company. I do 100% understand where you guys are coming from when it comes to the income in certain countries. I've been to Leon, Mexico. I've been to San Juan, Costa Rica. I've been to Honduras. I've been to Argentina, Chile. I've been pretty much everywhere you guys can think about. I've been there with the lower GDP. So GFU, what GFood does is a couple different options. First of all, GFood definitely knows that in Nigeria the GDP is lower. So we curated a package for James and we curated a package for the country of Nigeria because we want to make sure that everybody in Nigeria is proud and passionate of what they're doing in this company. And what we did is we made an enrollment fee that is lower than your normal fee to get people in. Guys, another big thing. I know James and all these guys, you guys love trading. The trading circle is amazing. However, another way you guys all have access to this too is travel. We have a travel portal which you guys can share with other people and you can make money from that. So like pretty much you send the links out to your friends and families and you can make money by them booking hotels, flights, such and so forth. And Marissa actually has how to take those links in social media. So you guys can all have strong social media branding and you guys take that and use GFU from travel and the crypto forex side and you can use as a vertical. So the answer to your question, right? And I know it's kind of still like, I know it's a little kind of vague, but the question to you, the answer to your question would be this: there's two ways. First of all, we have the cheaper way to get people in, guys. And the second way is to use the travel portal and the links. You guys have all access to it. If you guys purchase the products, you guys get link access, and pretty much you can send those links out. And if people book flights or hotels, you can make extra money on the side. Nobody else benefits on it. Only you do. So if James sends a link out to somebody like Alex or Jumbo, and Jumbo goes and buys it, what ends up happening is that only James makes money off of that. So that's availability. Guys, I have a team that's gonna be starting here very soon too in a country in Gambia. And they're also coming in and they're very, very excited also because they also are in this same era with a lower GDP. However, they have drive, they have hustle, and they have consistency because they want to win. Guys, if you guys want to win, you guys are on this call and you guys want to win, you guys want to get out of that situation you're in, you want to get out of that situation, you want to be in a better destination, you want to have a better time with your friends and families, a better time with your wife or girlfriend or boyfriend, husband, or you want to have, you want to just have eat better food or travel the world. You guys, this is the vehicle to do that. So how to do that? Guys, ready? How to do that is by all out massive action. All out massive action. Make a goal. Make a goal every day that I need to talk to at least 3 to 5 people about this business. So, how does that work? So, imagine we have Solitis Martin over here, I think I don't know if I'm saying it right. So let's say Solitis Martin over here goes out, talks to their friend and be like, "Hey guys, I have my friend James. He's this very smart individual. He lives here near us in Nigeria. He loves trading. He's been working hand to hand with 6 and 7 figure earners in this company called Jifu, and you should come check it out." And that's all you have to say. Don't overcomplicate it. Don't be like, oh, it's trading, it's travel, none of that. Talk about James, talk about Marissa, talk about me. Get them on this call and let us do that for you guys. Guys, it's like starting a new job. You guys won't learn about the job within a day or a week. It takes time before you really immerse yourself into it. It's not gonna be built over time. It's gonna take time. Guys, James has been here with us hand to hand. He's been here. He's going to become very successful in this because of the fact that he's consistent with it. You guys just had on this call someone that is number top 20 in trading. Like, nobody has access to things like that. So, hopefully, that answers the question. I think it comes down to belief level too. Like, making sure you guys understand that what you guys have here is very finite. That finite meaning that it's here and it's very precious and it's you're able to share this with your friends and family. Everybody you guys know needs extra money. Everybody you guys know wants a vacation. Everybody you guys know wants to not be in Nigeria, wants to go somewhere else and like vacation and have fun. So we have that vehicle. We have that vehicle. You guys also have you also have our Instagrams. You guys also have Marissa's WhatsApp. You guys have everything you guys need, and we are all available to make sure you guys are successful in this business. And if you guys are not successful in this business, at least you learned a skill that you can take with you for the rest of your life to go make your own money. And that's the biggest thing. You are here to learn skills to make money.
Yeah, that before we go, I know time is up, and I
It's
also want
okay.
Marissa
It's
to go
okay.
through the summary.
James, you tell me I'll be here all day. You go ahead.
So there's this question somebody asked. I really want to answer before Marissa talks about the summary. We have some couple of new people who need to know summary of package to start and what they will get when they buy these packages and all of that. So, but before then,
Yeah.
this person is asking about you now, your experience in the industry or in the field. You've been successful at this for some time now.
Yes.
Now,
So
this person is asking, the question is this. It said, how long does it take to get into the success level at this kind of business? Looking at the trading on one hand with risk management and then looking at building the business at the same time. How long do I take before I start making $5,000, $10,000 successful at this business? So like, what are the challenges I'll get to meet along the way before I break through? So that's the question the person is asking. I'm paraphrasing the question because I think I understand what the person is saying. So
okay.
you have it now.
Yes, 100%. So guys, so I will draw this out in a really different way so you guys understand, okay? Messi, the soccer player. When Messi started playing soccer, it took him a very, very long time before he got to Argentina and became a professional player. Same thing with Neymar, right? It took him a very long time to get to the level of becoming a best football player, right? A lot of people never make it in football, like Mane that plays for Liverpool. And same thing with Mane. It took him a very long time to get to that level. Guys, to become successful in this business, the first thing you need to know is what is success to you. Okay? If you go out there today and you say, I need more money, and I give you $1, that is more money than what you asked for. The thing is that first thing you have to do is define what success is to you. Meaning, what does success look like for Rise? What does success look for Alpha? What does success look for Muhammad? What does that look like? Once you guys understand what success looks like, then you can measure how long will it take. Will this take me 1 month? Will this take me 3 months? Will this take me a year to do? Nothing ever goes according to plan because we live in a world, life always happens. There's good things that happen, there's bad things that happen in our life, there's stress, there's happiness, there's ups, there's downs, there's so much stuff that happens that we cannot predict. However, what we can predict is having a plan and having a vehicle. The vehicle is Jifu, the plan is merely on you. Where do you want to take it? That's why I'm asking you what success is to you. So for me, I met Alex in 2014, and when I met Alex, I wanted to help him build his brand. Guys, it took me 7 years, 7 years to get Alex from where he was to where he is now. And Alex was having a little bit of success when I met him. He was making $20,000 a month when I met him. But in 7 years, he went from $20,000 a month to $1 million plus a month. But it took him 7 years. Now it's unmeasurable because somebody else can come in here and do it in 3 years. Somebody can come in here and do it in 1 year. The whole thing is how bad do you want it and how much you understand what you're doing here. The first thing is understanding it. Understanding what Jifu is, understanding who Nick Gomez is, understanding who James is, understanding that what you guys are on this call for. That's the first thing. The second thing is making sure you understand you have an opinion of this company. Do I like this company? Do I not like this company? Is this company or is this company yes? And then if after you understand that part, then you take that feeling, you put it in you, that is your why, and then you go out there and you tell people about it. And within 90 days, I would do a measurement, 3 months, 3 months. You can figure out where you are at and where you're going to be. And within 3 months, then you can kind of measure from there how long it will take and how much money you're going to have to invest and risk to get the money you want. So for me, it took me 7 years with Alex. With some of the guys that came in here, they've done it within a year. I've seen guys do it in 2 weeks. I've seen guys that never did it also. So guys, remember, life isn't a movie. Life is not a happy success story for everybody. However, life favors people that hustle, that are focused, and they work hard and they make it happen. That's who life favors. And life definitely does not favor no victims. Because in this world, there's plenty of victims. In this world, there's a lot of negativity. In this world, there's a lot of poor people. But the only ones that win are the ones that hustle and they work smart with smart vehicles and they hold hands. They hold hands with people like James, Marissa, Alex Morton, and that's the way it works. So hopefully, Mohammed, Obscene, Alpha, Henry, Rich Oracle, you guys are understanding where this is coming from. Because if you stick, you plant your flag and you're like, look, no matter what it takes, I'm going to work hand to hand with James and Marissa, and I'm going to do whatever it takes to get to from here I am to at least here, even here. If I can't get up here, I want to get at least this much better. It's just that much better. Because once you get here to here, even that much in your brain, you're like, holy, you can do it. You're like, wow, I can do this. And there is success in this. And that's merely the answer to your question. Because you don't know how long it will take. However, you can measure it by your success of how many people you're talking to every day and how many people are going to be on this call and also sign up and make money in this business. So hopefully that answers your
Wow,
question.
that was massive. So because of
James, you're a
time,
king,
yeah,
bro.
I will. That was massive. Because of time, I would like Marissa to help us. We have a lot of new people here on this call who don't know jack about what we are doing. So, but we can just do a summary for them and get them back again on this call tomorrow. So, if you're on this call after you hear the summary, you want to see the full presentation, we can do like a quick call for you tomorrow. So you have to make a request in the general WhatsApp group. I have the WhatsApp group there already, but I'll allow Marissa to just go ahead and do like a recap, summary, the packages, what you get, and then get you started action point tonight. Marissa, the mic is
Yeah.
yours. Thank you so much.
Amazing. Okay, yes. So I'll just kind of give a recap. For those of you who are brand new and you somehow, some way ended up on this call and got all of this information, that is divine timing, right? You were meant to see this information, and it's so, so cool that you were able to experience that. So let me just kind of break down like how can you actually get involved with this and how can you get started if you are brand new and you want to capitalize on all of the things that we just talked about today. So I think this will be best as a visual, right? So when you guys were watching Nick Gomez, he pulled up the GFU platform. So this is the educational platform. This is what you get access to just on the educational side. On the travel side, there is a whole back office that we can get you trained up on as well, if that's something that you would like to take part in. And so with this breakdown, right, when you get in and get started on no matter what package it is, you will get access to the whole academy. So you'll get access to everything like the beginner, intermediate, advanced, like Nick was talking about. You also get access to all of the educators and their live sessions. The thing that you can leverage from here is something called the scanners. So you know how Jay Bonham, we were talking about, has multiple different scanners that he's created based on his strategy. So this is where you may get access to some of them and may not, depending on what package you join with. So these scanners are basically like you getting the educator's knowledge right at your fingertips, where you can trade and take their strategy in real time just from utilizing this resource at all times of the day. And so with the scanners and being able to leverage that, you may only get access to one scanner, which is a TrendWave scanner, or access to all of them. And that is like the main difference here when it comes to the packages. Because, like Dhar was talking about, working with people in countries that have lower GDP, we wanted to make sure you guys could still have access to this information. So basically, that is what I wanted to visually show you guys, everything that you get access to plus more, right? Plus this community, plus these training calls, the access to people like Nick Gomez, to people like Dhar and Alex Morton and things along those lines. And so to get involved and get started, there are two different options if you are out in Nigeria. So with this option, right, I mentioned how that there's two different ways. So the first way is if you are in Nigeria, you actually qualify for a special discounted rate just for you guys, but this is just a lower package with it, just meaning it is $149 to start in your first month. You get a point, this is worth 0.6 points. So let me kind of break that down in a little bit here, but basically for $149 in your first month with this package, you gain access to just one of those scanners. You also, I don't believe you get the travel passes like what we were talking about with this package either, but you do have access to the entire back office of the education. You have access to the GFU Connect app that Nick was mentioning with our channels that are copy and paste trade channels, and then access to one of the scanners. So this is all for $149. The second way that you can get started is this left-hand side package. It is $299 US for your first month. This includes access to everything that we were just looking at in the educational platform, the trial passes with the travel, access to all of the scanners. Everything is included with this package, and it is $299 and worth 1 live point. And I'm going to break this down for you guys here just in a second. But this is the first month enrollment. So you can either choose to get started on $149 with access to only one of the scanners, or you can get started with access to everything for $299. Now that is your first month. Every month following that, you will have a subscription. So if you get started on the $149 pack, you will have a $109 subscription the next month and following months after that. If you choose to get started on the $299 pack, then your subscription would be $185. But there is a way to basically never have to pay that monthly subscription. So we were talking about business. We were talking about building a community. You have the ability to take part in this and share this with other people. And that is becoming a GFU ambassador. So with this, you know how I mentioned that there's points. Well, when you see these numbers here on the screen, these are points. When you are building a business, you are building two different teams. What this means is you can refer in other people. Primarily, we want to be helping everyone get access to everything on the $299 pack. But for those of you who can't maybe afford that $299, we have the $149 option. And all this means is when you want to never have to pay your monthly subscription again, you can refer in people as long as you have 2 points on your left and 2 points on your right. So if you're selling the $299 pack, you would only need 4 people that you refer in to never have to pay your subscription again, as long as they are active in the business. And one thing that we've been working on with James is helping you guys go out and create a passive residual income that comes to you every single month. So we're focusing on this rank of silver, which means 7 points on your left and 7 points on your right leg for your 2 teams. If you are able to refer in other people to equal that 14 points total between the left and the right, you will earn $700 USD every single month into your bank account. And so it can scale and grow from here, but we are focusing on what is the next step in front of us. You know, like what Nick was saying is you want to have a plan and you want to have a goal, right? And so focusing on the next step in front of you. So the first goal would be to not pay your subscription, achieve the 4 no more. The next is silver, achieving $700 a month. And what is crazy is that it can scale all the way up to earning $500,000 in every single month just from building this business. And so this is kind of the way that you can get started, the options that you have in terms of paying a subscription or not paying one, and building a business, as well as everything that you gain access to within being a part of GFU and seeing the platform, being able to dive into, you know, the Forex, the crypto, the e-commerce, social media, but picking one thing that excites you, like Nick was saying, one thing that you want to get really good at and focusing on that here within this community. And you will get access to everything on that $299 pack. And again, on that $149 pack, you only get access to one of the scanners and no travel passes. So I just wanted to recap that for you guys. You guys got such amazing knowledge from today's call. Even if you aren't a part of GFU and in the business with us yet, you just got some very, very valuable golden nuggets that were here dropped today live on the call, learning from a multi-million-dollar trader, Nick Gomez. He is on the GFU platform. He does go live, like he mentioned. He's gets people in learning about the beginner to intermediate to advanced every single week. And he is here, right here with us. And the opportunity that we have to work side by side, hand in hand with him is amazing. And so with all of that, I believe I am closing out the call, correct, James? Or are you going back?
You can close up. You can close up.
Okay, amazing. Yes, I know we went over our time today, but I think it was very, very worth it, you know, to sit here, learn, and just pick the brain of Nick Gomez and a ranked trader on the Bybit platform. So with all of this information, you guys, it just requires you to make a decision. What are you going to do with this knowledge now that you have it? Are you going to go and take all out massive action and be able to go and change your life? Take the resources, take the knowledge, take the tools, take the connections, and be able to make that decision that this is for you, that you are going to make this work, that you are going to do everything in your power to learn this skill and get started with GFU, to work hand in hand with all of the individuals you saw on today's call. And so with all of that, I highly recommend you guys to make that decision, go all in on you, and see what you can really do for yourself and your life. And I promise you, when you make that decision and you go all in, you will see growth within yourself, and you will start to realize how much more achievable the goals are that you have set in front of you. And so with all of that, this has been an amazing, amazing Sunday team call. I'm looking forward to next week's call. If you have any questions, please reach out to me on WhatsApp. I'm in the groups, message me on Instagram, any of that. And I'm here to work hand in hand with you guys and be able to give you that roadmap, that runway, that track to utilize everything here in GFU and build something truly, truly special. So I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your Sunday night. And very excited to see you guys in the chats. And please don't hesitate to reach out with any questions that you have.